Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument. K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
I used to smoke a lot of marijuana.
A long time ago, your father and I did a little experimenting with some marijuana.
We don't have time for questions. We need marijuana now, as much of it as possible.
You only want to make it over there for legal marijuana, legal prostitution. I said, I resent that.
Medical marijuana.
You talked about experimenting, partying.
There's a small chance that bear may have something hidden inside of it.
Like what, drugs?
Do you have any drugs on you? You better get them off right now because I'm not going to jail for you.
Are you on the pipe?
You mean that lousy weed out in the kitchen?
Oh, and you can put your weed in there.
Welcome into the Sports Guy Mike show. As you can tell, it is not just Monday. It's 420. And for those of you here in Colorado, not the usual 420 that most of you are used to. Sports Guy Mike, Chris Braden hanging out with you on KCBR on the Sports Guy Mike show. What's up, buddy? How was your weekend?
Dude, man. So did you hear you put that together, the little Adam Sandler clip at the very end?
Yeah, you like that?
So I've been doing that for years. So the funny joke is everyone knows I just don't do that, man. You can do it all you want. I just don't partake.
It's just not your bag.
It's not. Exactly.
Right.
It's not my bag.
You like
so I've always done that joke. And I'd be like, you know what's cool about that? You can hide your weed in there. And I've done it for like 20 plus years because that literally started, I think it was on Saturday Night Live before it moved to the movie. And so, yes, I do that all the time still today. I don't know if it carries the day, but it's one of those things I just can't stop.
Yeah, it is 420. And, you know, what's crazy is I'm going to tell you the whole COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. People are really seeing what kind of gigantic stimulant, and no pun intended here, that 420 has in this community as far as financially. There's no festivals. There's no you know what I mean? There's not the commerce. Well, yeah, the commerce that normally rolls into this town on 420 is silent. It's not here.
Right.
So they're losing out a lot on that, unfortunately.
I can guarantee you today the sale of Doritos will go up. Pork rinds will go up. Pizza places, get ready.
Burger King.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I love Burger King is my jam, bro.
Me too.
Like I don't know what
McDonald's.
it is. So I'm not gonna like knock McDonald's short because their breakfast is just delicious.
It is.
But there's something about Burger King since I was a little boy. And there was a Burger King down on Academy and Palmer Park. And I lived way off of like Powers wasn't really there yet. I lived off of Powers and like Constitution. I would walk to Burger King. That's how much I love Burger King. Taco Bell was next door, might I add.
Oh, nice. So for those of you that might not know how 420 started, it actually started the term that is. And if you go to urbandictionary.com and type in 420, it'll tell you. In 1971, 5 high school students used to meet out by this statue. It was a Louis Pasteur statue.
Every high school had those 5 kids.
And exactly. And it was at San Rafael High School. And their meeting place was at 4:20 p.m. next to that Louis Pasteur statue. And they used to call it 420 Louis. So that's where the 420 comes into play.
How do you say 420 without going 420? Like
I don't know. I just 420.
420. You're very broadcastery. It's very professional of you.
I know.
Like when I say it, every time I just want to go 420. Like,
yeah, you want to pipe it up or
kind of sing it up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna celebrate with you guys, but I won't partake. But you know what? Let's have fun together.
420 is always an interesting day in this town, and like I said, I think it's kind of a shame because the commerce is going to be down on it. People aren't going to be making. I'm telling you, the influx of dough that comes into this town on this day.
I'll tell you this because
I feel bad for some businesses.
I'm a fiscal conservative. What that means is like I like to keep my money, but I'm more liberal leaning toward things like this. And what I mean by that is liberties are great in America.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I
Sure.
think the fact that some of my buddies that weren't for it, I was for it. And I think really early on, we had some issues with people coming here, and everyone was just coming here for the weed. Is what was happening. Like, it was weird. We would see like people just like panhandling at Bass Pro. You're like, what the heck is going on? And it's, since more states have legalized it, it's kind of loosened, and now it's kind of the norm for people, because you see everybody, you know, whether it's CBD or whatever. I mean, I think that's semantics. If you ask me if it's good for a disease or if it helps you, whatever. You know, go do it. Especially these NFL and NBA players. It's been 100% proven that it helps them recover.
Absolutely.
So let's let them recover.
You know, that's the thing about it, too. That's always been a part of the CBA, and it's always been a conversation in the NFL with the Players Association and the NFL itself, is because these guys are coming out. You know, they're done with their careers, and they're coming out and saying, hey, you know, I used it while I played because I didn't want to get addicted to painkillers and things like that.
Thank you.
So instead, I smoked the ganj. It was better for me. It helped me.
Have you seen the Real Sports with Don Nelson, former coach of the Golden State Warriors? He farms this stuff in Hawaii, and I guess it's world renowned.
Dude,
his brand.
Have you seen him? So you saw what he looks like now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's hilarious.
Yes,
it's hilarious.
I didn't know he could grow that hair.
I know. He looks like he should be on tour with the Grateful Dead, dude.
I think he is. He might be doing that in the morning from 8 a.m. until he goes to bed. I think he probably goes to bed at 7 or 8 p.m. So he's probably on tour with the Grateful Dead all day. Maybe Fish now. You know,
he looked hilarious. Joining the show here in a few minutes, Mr. Demetrius Harvey is going to join the show. He's the deputy editor over at SI he covers the Florida Gators, but he also is a beat writer for BigCatCountry.com, which is an SB Nation website, and he covers the Jags. We're going to talk to him about what's going on in Jacksonville. A lot of rumors going on about maybe Leonard Fournette is on the chopping block and could be traded. So we're going to talk to him here momentarily as soon as he comes on in.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a quick question about that? So Leonard Fournette's owed this year like $4.3 million or something.
I think so, yeah.
That's nothing. Like, what are we doing, people? Like, they're like, his contract's too high. And I'm like, really? Come on.
Yeah, you know, and it's unfortunate because you're looking at, and we're also asked Demetrius, too, about the whole, he's a big proponent of getting Cam Newton into Jacksonville.
Oh, I'm with him on that.
You know, we talked about that on Friday, and it's just kind of like, you know, do you want to forge away a guy that is ready and able and wanting to play that position and actually didn't play too bad in Gardner Minshew? Or do you chuck that and you say, let's go for the now? Should we do the now or should we do the long term? That's a big question that Jacksonville's got to be asking themselves.
But how much is really long term? 4 years? Like, you can think 10 years, but like really, like
a kid like Minshew, I think you should be able to hang at least 6 to 8 years on that kid. You have to be.
But I think you could get 6 more out of
Cam.
Yeah, why not?
Really?
Dude, everyone, if his body, that's the thing. It's the injuries. But yeah, like I think for 4 years for sure. Maybe and then it's hit or miss after that. But that's all depending on his health.
I completely agree with you. I think you can easily have him for 4 years, not a problem.
I think 4 years is as far ahead in the NFL that you can really think, to be honest with you.
Sometimes, agreed. All right. Speaking of Demetrius Harvey joining the show, he is, like I said, he is a deputy editor for SI, and he covers the Florida Gators. But we brought him on because we want to talk to him about the Jags and what's going on with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He covers them over at BigCatCountry.com over at SB Nation. Demetrius, thanks for taking the time, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Hey, not a problem, man. So, you know, first things first, the biggest thing that's going on with you guys down there is obviously the talk of Leonard Fournette possibly being put on the trade block, I should say. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I guess it was about a few days ago where I believe Adam Schefter reported that Leonard Fournette was going to be on the trade block. This has kind of been going on for over a year, really. last year the Jaguars kind of dabbled in the trade market for him because they really don't feel like he's one of those players who can actually make a big difference on the football field. I mean, as the years have gone on, the running back position has kind of devalued itself. And I think that they're sort of kind of like self-correcting themselves from taking him at 4th overall. Now they can probably get value somewhere else.
So do you think it's money? Because really, to be honest with you, for a top flight running back at his age, $4 point whatever million doesn't really seem all that much.
No, it's not about money at all. Over the past few years, Fournette has sort of been in and out of the good graces of the Jaguars coaching staff. So he would have not off the field issues, except for the last year about the license thing, but it was more of the locker room presence. They haven't felt that he's been a good example, good role model for the younger players, and that's kind of what head coach Doug Marrone was talking about like a couple of days ago during his press conference. He was saying that he wants to bring in players who aren't selfish, who aren't drama enticing, like a Jalen Ramsey or a Tayshaun Gibson from a couple of years ago. So they're trying to clean up the locker room a little bit, and that doesn't mean that Fournette's never been a role model during his time in Jacksonville. He was very good last year, at least in front of the media, being a role model to teammates, always speaking when he was available. So it wasn't necessarily a thing that's accumulated from just last season. It's just been a whole 4-year span or 3-year span since he's been on the team.
You said he had a pretty good year last year, 1,152 yards, pretty good. I think it was a career high for him. Here's the thing about Leonard Fournette that I like. I like that he's kind of the guy that, you don't hear too much about. He kind of he's done his best, I guess, to try to be that leader, like you said. The thing with Doug Marrone, though, I think coming from a place like, not Buffalo, but going back to when he was at Syracuse, he said he doesn't want drama-filled players and this and that. It just seems odd to me. It almost feels like he wants to go back to college because he's not really feeling how some of these NFL players are divas. And it is what it is. Chris and I talked about how some coaches just don't make that transition very well. Is Doug Marrone maybe having some issues with dealing with divas and guys that get paid instead of what he was so used to in Syracuse, which was telling kids what to do and they did it?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's Doug Marrone's issue. It's more of just an organizational. Over the past few years, Tom Coughlin came in and he kind of stirred the ship a certain way.
Sure.
And because of that, I feel that the players, they obviously were not appreciative of what he did, the fines, the strict military sort of training camps and things of that nature. I'm hesitant to say that Doug Marrone hasn't had a fair shake because obviously he has. He's been the head coach for the past couple of years. But
sure.
at the same time, there's sort of been a refresher period during this time when Tom Coughlin was let go, just to get everything out, clean it all out, and then rebuild it from the very start, with Doug Marrone having full control, with Dave Caldwell having full control again.
Right.
So what happened to this team is funny because a couple of years ago, 2017, they beat the Bills, they beat the Steelers in the playoffs, which was surprising, and they ended up losing to the Patriots. Leonard Fournette was a big part of that. That defense was just, it was nasty. What has happened to that team? Because really the player personnel doesn't seem to have changed a ton, maybe gotten better, but now this team is just, it's ridiculously just unorganized and bad at this point.
Yeah, the player personnel on defense specifically has changed dramatically. I believe there's one player remaining, and that's Avery Jones, and the defensive tackle. Actually, there's a couple guys. So Miles Jack, he's still there, but he was playing a different role in 2017. The safeties are different, the corners are different.
But you guys got Jackson and Campbell, still great players on defense.
Right.
Sure, but Campbell's gone now, but I guess Malik Jackson's gone. All these guys have kind of left in the past few years. So the defense has changed. The the offense is the one that's kind of been around the same, besides the quarterback and a couple of the wide receivers.
Right. He's Demetrius Harvey. He is the beat writer covering the Jacksonville Jaguars over at BigCountry.com on SB Nation. So, speaking of Leonard Fournette, he has been a pretty big proponent and an advocate for getting you guys maybe Cam Newton. He's kind of spoken up a little bit about that. We know that the Jags are probably going to do their best to, hitch their cart to Gardner Minshew. And there's also talk that they might go after a quarterback in the draft. What's the word, first and foremost, on the Cam?
Well, on Cam Newton, Fournette kind of put that out there. What he wants to say is that Cam Newton's a Super Bowl winning or Super Bowl appearing quarterback, an MVP quarterback. He's been accomplished. Gardner Minshew's, a young guy. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of competition. He didn't mean any malice by it, of course.
Right.
I can't foresee the Jaguars actually pursuing him unless after the draft they need a body and he's not that expensive, which I can imagine would be the case.
Right.
On that front, the team is full on Gardner Minshew. They believe in him. They want to see what he can do as a full-time starter throughout the entire season. I can't envision them drafting a quarterback high, even a Tua. It would be mildly surprising, but as of right now, I think that they're going to go into this offseason or beyond the draft with maybe 2 to 3 quarterbacks, and I think Gardner Minshew is going to be the clear number one.
What do the fans think as far as have they bought into Gardner Minshew? I have family that lives in Jacksonville and they're Jags fans, and it's the coolest thing. They can go to church on Sunday, and when they get out, they can decide whether they want to go to a game or not. They can actually go buy tickets, which is ridiculous. It's crazy. But how are the fans kind of reacting? Are they all in on Gardner Minshew?
I would say it's kind of like 50-50. Most of the fans, they see the potential that Gardner Minshew has,
right?
And they saw what he did last year, which was very impressive. As a 6th-round pick rookie, coming in, having I think it was 22 touchdowns to 6 interception ratio. He won 6 games, the most of any rookie. So I can see why they'd see the potential. But then there's another half of fans who remembers the games like the Saints game, the Chargers game, and just like a couple other games where Gardner just did not look like a very good quarterback. So I would say it's kind of split. They're not 100% bought in, but they're definitely bought in enough to wear the mustache and get hype over a guy who basically is Duval in a person. So
he went 32-71 last year, 21 touchdowns. QBR rating wasn't great, but the kid had in my opinion, the record doesn't always show it. It really doesn't. The productivity, the growth that this kid had over his first starting season. You guys went 6-10, bottom of the AFC South last year. What moves do you guys have to do during this offseason and maybe during the draft to maybe shore up you guys getting above 500?
Well, they're gonna have to make some big moves on the wide receiver front. DJ Chark is a very good receiver, but his help hasn't been there to the extent that you would want it. During the Saints game last year, they basically double covered DJ, and then the rest just couldn't get open. So that's an area that they're gonna have to address. Doug Marrone has already talked about this over and over and over again. The run defense was terrible last year, and so they need to figure out a way to fix that. You could draft a Derek Brown at 9 if he's there, and then obviously at cornerback, since they got rid of AJ Boye, Jalen Ramsey's not there anymore. There's only one returning starter, or two returning starters, and DJ Hayden, who's the nickelback, and then you have Trey Herndon, who's a 3rd-year player. They're going to have to address that situation somewhere, and if they can figure out a way to get a couple of those kind of guys in there, the weapons, and the defense, I could see them maybe flirting with 500.
What's your thoughts on Boye since he's now in orange and blue here in Denver?
He's great. I mean, he's always been that kind of professional athlete that you would want in your locker room. He's never going to be a guy that's going to stir the pot. He's not going to be a guy that's super outspoken, but he's going to show what he can do on the football field. And I know what last year wasn't his best year; it was probably his worst year of the past few. But he's shown that ability, that shutdown corner ability. In 2017, he was arguably better than Jalen Ramsey. In 2018, he was a little bit more middling, but 2019 he kind of had a down year because the whole defense had a down year. So he's going to be good in Denver.
He is Demetrius Harvey, and he is the beat writer covering the Jacksonville Jaguars over at BigCountry.com. Make sure you go check him out, and you can follow him on Twitter at Demetrius82. Hey, man, thanks so much for taking the time, brother. We appreciate it, and we hope to have you on again soon.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Stay safe.
Thanks, bud.
You too, man. All right, there you go. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
It's the Jaguars.
At some point, don't you feel like this franchise has gotta get it, gotta figure it out?
No,
you don't think so?
Well, honestly, the Jaguars put one of the worst defeats that I ever felt in my entire life when they beat the Broncos in the playoffs in '96. That one hurt.
I remember that.
That hurt, and that was.
You're not the only one.
No,
yeah.
I was going to bring it up to him, but I decided not to do that. It's
what
just
was that?
tearing off the scab. That defeat, their first.
Right.
That was a really good team, though, man. Like, that Jags team was nice.
Yeah, they were. All right, y'all. Stick around. More to come. Chris and I will be back right here on the Sports Guy Mike Show on KCBR 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040, and we are brought to you by Liberty Tax. Don't forget to give them a call at 1-866-871-1040, and they'll connect you to your local Liberty Tax office where you can do a remote return. It's Liberty Tax, where you do life, they do taxes. All right, y'all. Keep it locked.
Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is a licensed and accredited OBH treatment facility providing people services in the criminal justice system for over 6 years. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is located on 1826 East Platte, on the corner of Platte and Union, where the counselors are not only licensed and accredited, but also have life experience. They offer court-ordered DUI classes and any mandated court-ordered treatment. Use the promo code RADIO and pay only $20 for your initial intake fee for level 2. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling, where we help you feel better so you can get better and live a successful life.
Are you a first-time home buyer having trouble finding the right realtor that fits your needs? Well, look no further. Call Brandy Mendones with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty at 719-291-4678. Take a journey into real estate with a top-notch company and a top-notch hands-on realtor that has your real estate success in mind.
I've been in the Colorado Springs area for 14 years, and I love experiencing everything the beautiful state of Colorado has to offer. I've raised my children here and would love to help you find your next home in Southern Colorado.
Call Brandy at 719-291-4678 with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty, where
home and happiness happen.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. Professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop with affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest. Make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platte and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
due to recent events with COVID-19, Liberty Tax now can do your tax return remotely. Give them a call at 866-871-1040 or visit them online at libertytax.com. Type in your zip code to find your nearest Liberty Tax office today. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you do life, they do taxes.
When you bring your taxes to Liberty Tax, we'll handle it. No matter what you throw at us, no matter what you need, no matter what. And we're so confident we'll do a great job. You'll want to bring us your friends, your family, your loved ones, your neighbors, your co-workers. You may even want to bring us everyone in the world. But please don't. We're not staffed for that. Liberty Tax. Bring it. We'll handle it.
Hey, Bill, sorry to hear about your car accident. How are you doing?
Not good, Mary. My neck is killing me.
Have you found an attorney for your claim yet?
You know, I went to one of those guys that you see on TV all the time, and they said my claim was too small.
You need to call McDowell Law Firm. No claim is too big or too small. They specialize in criminal defense, DUI defense, and of course, personal injury.
I need that number.
You can call them at 719-227-0022. That's McDowell Law Firm at 719-227-0022 or online at McDowellFirm.com.
Thanks, Mary. I'm going to call him right now.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument. K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
What do you guys want? Get some sour cream and onion chips with some dip, man. Some beef jerky, some peanut butter. Get some Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, a whole lot of hot. Make sure chocolate. Gotta have chocolate, man. Some popcorn, red popcorn, graham crackers. Graham crackers with the marshmallows, the little marshmallows, and little chocolate bars. And we'll make some s'mores, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yo. Also, celery, grape jelly, Captain Crunch with the little crunch berries. Pizzas. We need 2 big pizzas, man. Everything on them with water, a whole lot of water, and Funyuns. That's it.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show on this 420. Sports Guy Mike, Chris Braden hanging out with you. Do you know what movie that's from?
Yeah, that was Brewer.
Yeah.
God, I'm gagging on it. Not Mary Jane. Dave Chappelle. Oh my God. I'm gagging. Whatever. What is it?
Half-Baked.
Thank you. Dude, Jim Brewer's the exact same dude as he was then.
Dude, Jim Brewer is just, have you ever seen his stand-up?
Mm-hmm.
It's very unique, man. It's not your, he is definitely not your typical stand-up or even skit comic. He's just out there, man. And he's got these little kids too. And the guy is definitely unique.
Right. I watched a couple of them this weekend, like Tom Segura's, and I think, and I like those guys.
His weight back on.
I didn't enjoy that, to be honest with you.
Tom's last one? Yeah, it's not that. It's not as good as.
And I like him.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's become I don't want to say he's become too Hollywood because I'll probably never get him in an interview again if I say this, but I feel like he's doing too much movie.
I think it was too gross. Like he went over the line a little too much for me this time.
Oh, with the grossness and the vulgarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with it.
Have you ever heard him?
Pieces.
Him and his wife have a podcast.
Yeah, I listened to it, and it's funny when he has her, but when he's doing it on his own, I'm like, ew. I'm sitting there with my wife, and I'm like, my daughter. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and turn this off. This is a little embarrassing.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is. It makes you feel weird. It gives you like that very uncomfortable feeling. You're like
he can't deliver it like Chris Rock or like somebody like that. That when they use it, it's more for like just to get accentuation,
right?
Like, and he knows what this one would to me just came across just like as kind of
filthy. Yeah,
it's just
he just steps on it. He doesn't like kick it down the road. He steps on it.
He doesn't set you up for it either. He just gives it to you. You're like, oh, come on, dude. That's gross. I can't even.
All right. With football games and most of the world on hold, or the sports world, I should say, the NFL draft is taking center stage at the sports books around the nation, and betting interest is booming ahead of Thursday's first round NFL draft. Now, are you a guy that likes to take an average bet or what?
Sure. But I don't know about the draft. Like,
people have nothing else to bet on. What are you going to bet on? Highlight in Florida?
I've been trying to get some games out at Kings Deer, but no one's taking me up on it. I haven't even touched a golf club since August. So
wow.
Yeah. So
seriously,
I'm not even joking. Maybe first week in September.
Okay.
But I'm game. No, but I don't know if I would.
You?
I'm busy, man. But for me, with the draft, Okay, first of all, who do you think gets it right out of all these guys? If you had to pick one person, and I know who I would pick.
Right.
If you had to pick one person that you think would get it right, who would that be?
What do you mean? That would get what right?
One of the pundits would get the draft pick right. I'll tell you who I go with, Adam Schefter, because Adam Schefter says he doesn't know typically until he knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that dude has 4 phones. He
Right.
gets, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's how he knows.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I don't think any of us, no matter whether it's the Bengals or not, Joe Burrow is going first. There's no, you know what I mean? Like bookmakers are.
I might bet on that because that would maybe be some long odds. I might put like a 20 on that.
Now, here's the thing. You can't go wrong with taking that bet. Chase Young is not going to go before Joe Burrow. Now,
No.
whether or not the Bengals say, okay, you know, who wants who wants to move where? I mean, that I don't know. But I will tell you, Joe Burrow will be the first pick. Now, if by some miraculous way somebody comes from 5 or 6 and says, you know, hey, we want to take Chase Young, but we don't want to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't see it being anything other than the Bengals taking Joe Burrow. After that, I can't.
Here's a
help
hot take for you because I've been thinking about this a lot. And the only team that I'm really interested in the top like 7 picks is the Dolphins. Because I don't know about you. When the Dolphins are good, the NFL's a little bit more fun. It's just
Okay.
and it's been a long time. You know what I mean?
Historically, they have more playoff appearances than anybody.
You're right. So for some reason, I think if I'm the Dolphins, I take all my draft and I try to get Cincinnati. I'm like, I just want Joe Burrow.
Really?
That's all I want.
Okay.
Because I think that they
Makes
have
sense.
the infrastructure and the coach right now
Okay.
to make
Rock
that into
for
a
it.
good team. I think if they don't get Joe Burrow, I think they're definitely going to go after Tua. Tua's the guy they've wanted all along.
Right. Yeah, tanking for Tua. Remember, it was it was that whole thing. Look, Tua Tagovailoa is, by all stretch of the imagination, a guy that you can put into your franchise and have him long term. He just is. He's got a good football mind.
Yeah.
He can throw on the move. He throws great. You know,
You
some
saw
nice
his
deep-
Wonderlic score, right?
I didn't, but I heard that
It's
they were
19
released yesterday.
Yeah, so it was like not supposed to be released. I forget the early score, but it come to find out he scored 19 and 20 is kind of the average. But
Right.
the early score, and I'm going to have to do some research, was way low. And Dan Orlovsky sent out was just like kind of scathing on it, not good. And that guy couldn't have pulled back that tweet fast enough because Shefty finally was like, no, it's 19, right? You know, and you know, it's just one below. And I think really like, how much can you take from that? I watched the tape. You know what I mean? Like he's not a dumb guy at all.
No, I first of all, I don't think the Wonderlic has a whole lot of bearing. It just
I don't know.
doesn't.
I took it. I did pretty good. I won't tell you what I got,
But
too bad I
situational.
suck. My athletic ability doesn't reach my Wonderlic score.
Now your Wonderlic and your, you know, and your on field and all that. It, you know, they're
Don't match.
completely different.
No.
I've said this a million times on this show, and I'll say it again. If I were a scout for an NFL team, or if I were a GM or a coach, going to Indianapolis for, you know, to watch these guys run and okay, yeah, I
That'd be
want to
fun.
go
Yeah.
because I want to see if they're healthy right now. That's
Sure.
the only reason that I would go to the
Not
combine.
me. I want to see him break 40 records.
Well, I mean, you want to go see that stuff, but for me, I just want to make sure, okay, what does this kid look like right now? I honestly don't care what you're doing. I just want to see that you're out there, you're healthy, and you're not hurt.
I want to
So-
know why LaVisca Chenault wore a big old baggy t-shirt. That's
I
what
don't
I
know,
want
man.
to
That
know.
was stupid. And the other thing is, I'm watching your film. Those two things are prime for me. I'm watching how you are in game.
Mhm.
I'm watching your film, and I'm making sure that you go to the combine and that you're healthy, or at least you have a pro day and you show up and you're healthy. I don't care what you're doing. If I wanted to watch scripted sports, I'll watch the WWE.
But I kind of care, and I think you go like for me, if I was doing it, I would say tape 70%, combine 10%, and Wonderlic in my own thing.
I
think it's more
combine that high.
Well, and I think because you just want to see, like, some of these guys are insanely. They got, some of these guys come in there and they bench that, like, and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were that strong. That's pretty cool.
Right.
That's going to translate. You know what I mean? Just like little things that you learn about people.
Right.
I mean, you just put it in there. But I also think that the interview is really important on how they communicate, how you think this guy's going to fit in. I think that and the tape are the two most important things. But I think the combine numbers have merit for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, do you think that a guy like Joe Burrow goes to the combine, doesn't throw, and we all know he's going to be number one? We all know he's probably going to Cincinnati. In any way, do you think that that's crappy for, a college kid to go, hey, you know what? I know I'm going number one. I'm not going to throw and, mess my arm up or whatever. Do you think there's any merit to that, or you think that they should throw?
I think they should throw, but I'm not going to knock him for not throwing. But I also think that, I think that shows you how they would react under the big lights. But Joe Burrow's already done that in spades. You know what I mean? So, him being jittery at the combine is different than him just putting away Alabama or whatever. You know what I mean? It's it's two different ball games. But I think for a lot of these guys, when they decide to not do things or run at the combine and stuff, I'd say it's a little bit of a red flag. And when they do it at their pro day, I mean, that's their home turf.
Right.
You come over here, I'll do anything for you in my front yard. What do you want?
Yeah.
This is my house.
Right. I know. And that's the whole thing about pro days. Pro days to me are kind of a joke. Like I said, if I want to watch scripted
Those are fun
sports, if I wanted to watch scripted sports, I'll just watch the WWE.
Dude, I love going to these pro days and seeing all the scouts and what they're writing. And I'm just like, nerds, nerds. But it's fun to watch them.
It is, man. Some
they
of them
really get into it, bud.
Dude, some of them are so intense, dude.
Me and Benny were up at the Fort Collins one a couple of years ago, and we're all like, nerds. Look at all of them. So many.
I can see Benny doing that too. Because what's weird is the three of us, obviously, we all share, the love of doing this and talking sports, but I don't think any one of us would go to that depth.
Just what?
What those guys are doing.
I would do it, but it would only be for my own personal satisfaction. Because when I was talking to our boy about the Jags, Calais Campbell was there last year. Malik Jackson just left last year. Those are two dominant defensive linemen that you've had. I was trying to dig it out of them. What the heck is going on?
Right. Because this is it's not normal. And it's the one, and it's the thing that has kind of been the theme leading up to the draft on this show is we want to find out what in God's name are these freaking franchises doing?
Right. Why is Ramsey gone?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Why is Calais Campbell gone is what I want to know.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. There's internal things going on that have nothing to do with on the football field. And you can't tell me they don't get along with their teammates and stuff. We know how teams work. This is an admin or an ownership or something going on. And to get those people like Ramsey, man, is there a better cornerback in the NFL than that kid?
I mean, he's good, man. Don't get me wrong.
Right, he's top
good.
5, top 10. Those guys don't grow on trees.
Yeah, but sometimes that rubs that, at times that does, this, it rubs the front office and maybe the coaching the wrong way.
Well, guess what?
We heard the whole
that in his interview at the combine.
Well, we heard a lot about this with Bill O'Brien and, D-Hop was one of the big reasons why all that went down.
And you know what?
Him and O'Brien couldn't get along.
Yeah, and if you're not able to get along with Hopkins, that is weird. I think that's the red flag on you.
Oh, yeah. This is a guy that is talked about throughout the league as one of the nicest guys.
Yes.
He's a hard worker. He shows up early, leaves late.
Yep.
Great J.J. Watt like, and I'm sure he took some cues from J.J.
Sure.
And so there's got to be some kind of what the heck is going on when you see a guy like that and they go, wait, so the guy's the GM and the coach and he can't get along with his star player?
Well, and you've seen the growth. Remember what he was like early on in his career on Hard Knocks?
Right.
He was kind of a little bit strange, right?
He's still very weird.
No, but I mean, you would say, this guy's unique. and he
Okay.
is.
You
But
can use that word. I use weird, but yeah, unique is probably better.
But he was able to evolve into like such a good professional
Sure.
that his uniqueness doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Like
Right.
Von Miller's unique.
Yeah.
Like,
with
dude,
with his BCs.
just like everything. You know what I mean? I think honestly, for me, people that are really good at what they do are just considered, I don't know, just genius at what they do. They
Sure.
always have a little bit of something different about them.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And yeah, Von is now when I say BCs, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, in the military, when you go into boot camp, if you wear glasses, they give you these BCs. And BCs stand for birth control because you ain't getting laid with those
Right.
glasses on. So, but yeah, Von Miller seems to just,
Hey,
that's
man,
his
it's
thing.
the brand. It's the
That's
brand.
his brand. He likes wearing those
No.
BCs, and so yeah, no, D Hop is definitely that guy that you definitely thought was strange, and you were trying to figure him out, and now he's just become that consummate professional, and why him and Obi don't get along is just crazy. But I did want to say this: the Tampa Bay Bucks were even talking about trading to get Leonard Fournette. In your opinion, before we go to break, is Leonard Fournette the type of running back that if you were trying to get some more pieces on your offense, is he a guy that you're going to go out and pay for to go grab?
Yes, 100%, especially if you got Tom Brady there. I think that's the guy. So if he stays healthy, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
They're saying that they weren't going after him. And, like I said a little bit ago about how well he played last year, 1,300 yards. This is a guy that, in my opinion, is worth going out and grabbing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to break the bank for this guy. He's not
$4 million's not breaking the bank.
Right. Yeah,
So-
he's not going to, don't try to Le'Veon Bell me. I'm not going to give you 17 million. You can forget about it. But I will go out and, instead of 4, okay, I'll give you 5. Come on over.
Yeah,
he's definitely worth that.
Well, now you want to play with Tom Brady, right? Do you want to win? I think that's the thing with Ramsey too. I think he really wanted to win, and he didn't see that happening in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville just doesn't have that. What's the word I'm looking for? That culture,
Mike.
over there.
I wasn't joking. Like when you're in Jacksonville, if you want to go to the game, you can
I know.
literally walk up.
Oh, I know. I've heard.
It's crazy.
When I lived in Pensacola for a few years, we drove from Pensacola to Jacksonville, bought tickets right there at the stadium, and went in and watched my Steelers smash the Jags. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. And that can happen every week.
Right. And it did cost, those tickets didn't cost a whole lot. And we were in the first tier.
And I think that says more about the Jacksonville organization than it does about the city of Jacksonville, because if they're good, they support it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all, stick around. When we get back, some more interesting sports news and headlines for you. Sports guy Mike, Chris Brayton hanging out with you on KCBR 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040, right here in Colorado Springs, and at SportsGuyMike.com. Keep it locked, y'all.
Hey, Bill, sorry to hear about your car accident. How are you doing?
Not good, Mary. My neck is killing me.
Have you found an attorney for your claim yet?
I went to one of those guys that you see on TV all the time, and they said my claim was too small.
You need to call McDowell Law Firm. No claim is too big or too small. They specialize in criminal defense, DUI defense, and of course, personal injury.
I need that number.
You can call them at 719-227-0022. That's McDowell Law Firm at 719-227-0022. Or online at McDowellFirm.com.
Thanks, Mary. I'm going to call him right now.
When you bring your taxes to Liberty Tax, we'll handle it. No matter what you throw at us, no matter what you need, no matter what. And we're so confident we'll do a great job. You'll want to bring us your friends, your family, your loved ones, your neighbors, your co-workers. You may even want to bring us everyone in the world. But please don't. We're not staffed for that. Liberty Tax. Bring it. We'll have
Due to recent events with COVID-19, Liberty Tax now can do your tax return remotely. Give them a call at 866-871-1040 or visit them online at libertytax.com. Type in your zip code to find your nearest Liberty Tax office today. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you do life, they do tax.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. Professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop with affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest. Make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platt and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
Are you a first-time home buyer having trouble finding the right realtor that fits your needs? Well, look no further. Call Brandy Mendones with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty at 719-291-4678. Take a journey into real estate with a top-notch company and a top-notch hands-on realtor that has your real estate success in mind.
I've been in the Colorado Springs area for 14 years, and I love experiencing everything the beautiful state of Colorado has to offer. I've raised my children here and would love to help you find your next home in Southern Colorado.
Call Brandy at 719-291-4678 with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty, where
home and happiness happen.
Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is a licensed and accredited OBH treatment facility providing people services in the criminal justice system for over 6 years. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is located on 1826 East Platte, on the corner of Platte and Union, where the counselors are not only licensed and accredited, but also have life experience. They offer court-ordered DUI classes and any mandated court-ordered treatment. Use the promo code RADIO and pay only $20 for your initial intake fee for level 2. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling, where we help you feel better so you can get better and live a successful life.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.
Today's Monday. Weekend is over.
Welcome back. You guys still work here? The only way they're getting rid of us is in a body bag.
It actually happened once, but it was a false alarm.
I'm just happy you have a job.
How? How is that possible?
By the way, just like a toilet, I am essential.
And also like a toilet, you have a potty mouth.
Well, enough talk.
Let's get this show on the road. It's showtime.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show. Sports Guy Mike, Chris Brayden hanging out with you on KCBR 98.5, 95.7, AM 1040, and on SportsGuyMike.com.
Yes.
Crazy. So, here's something I wanted to talk to you about real quick before we move any further, is Patrick Mahomes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about him for a quick second, but before I do that, I'm going to preface by asking you this. Are you a merchandise? I mean, I know you are, but are you a merchandise guy? Like if there's a jersey you want, you go get it. If there's a draft hat you want, sideline hat. Are you that guy?
Sure.
Okay.
It has to be really good for me to want it, though.
See, that's kind of how I am. Like if the hat's been done half-ass, I'm like,
there's a lot of crappy hats out there right now.
There are, man. And you're a hat guy,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you know.
Look over here. There's like 50 of them over there.
Dude, I have a bin in my basement. I can't even open it, dude, because if I do, I'm going to start going through it. And then I'm going to replace this hat with that hat. And
right.
You know, I kind of do that. I do hats like people do sweaters and short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Like they put the sweaters away during the summertime. There's hats that I interchange and
there's hats I wear. They have to fit my head good. Like I have one Bronco hat that I like, but I don't wear it. It's from the Super Bowl year. My sister got it for me. I forgot what.
It fits you awesome.
It fits me perfect, but on the back she got Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware's autograph. You know how they can do that, like embroidered in there,
right?
And it's a cool hat. Now I don't like a million colors either,
right?
So and it fits. So I wear that one, but I haven't pulled it out in probably, it's been a while.
Well, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, probably the two biggest franchise, I guess, merchandise sellers that they have
in the NFL.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
For the past 3 years, Brady was the NFL's top seller of official merchandise. Well, Mahomes just ended his streak. Now, don't feel bad for Tom, though, because he's been in the top 3 for the past 18 freaking years. But the data is compiled from March through February. So it'll be interesting to see if Tom's new Tampa Bay merch will get him a boost on next year's list. Now, after Brady, third biggest seller is the Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Who do you think is number 4? If you had to guess.
Lamar?
After Lamar.
Man, I just go big market and I maybe go Dak.
Wow, you're so close, dude. It's
Zeke. Okay. Yeah.
So close.
Yeah. Would you buy the Brady? So I'm going to tell you, I'm not a Brady hater, even though I live here in Denver. I'm not, and I'll tell you why.
I don't hate him. That's a nasty word. I don't hate him.
Right. A lot of people dislike him. I don't hate greatness. In fact, it's so frustrating. If Tom Brady wasn't around, how much fun would the NFL be right now? The year the Broncos won the Super Bowl and they made him look like an idiot at Mile High, like that was a great day because he's so good, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
like, I think just having that foil, and I think that Tampa jersey that he has, the black one, oh, that's going to be nice, man.
Yeah,
that's going to be nice.
Dude. It's going to sell.
I think he's going to pass Mahomes for a short time.
Right.
Just because of the jersey. And then
the newness. Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I actually think he's going to skyrocket him because he's on a new team now.
Yeah.
So I think his numbers are just going to go through.
Because if you hate the Patriots, maybe you can be like, yeah, Tommy's not that bad.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy's okay now. He's in Tampa now. He's in Florida.
Right.
Yeah, he's in Florida.
He did what every Massachusetts and New Yorker do. They retire in Florida.
That's where I'm trying to get to. So number 5 is Baker Mayfield. Aaron Rodgers comes in at 6. So let's see. Now, between you and I, we got Steelers and we have Broncos. So where do you think your boy, because I'm guessing Von is going to have to be the number 1 seller on your team, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Juju Smith-Schuster from Pittsburgh is number 14. You mentioned Dak a minute ago. He's at 12.
That's weird, right?
Okay.
That's a little
So I'm trying to find somebody.
Von's got to be top 20, you'd think.
I don't see him, dude. JJ Watt Von Miller is 34.
Oh. So do you think who would be higher? Philip Lindsay, but that's a local play, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I wouldn't even want a Drew Lock jersey yet. Like, if you're a quarterback, you have to like do something for me. In fact, I only have an Elway and I have a Manning, but I never wear them.
Dude, TJ Watt is right below your boy Von Miller. He's at 35. So Von needs to get some.
The Broncos have sucked for a few years, man. You know what I mean? There's not much you can do about it.
He's got to get them jersey sales up. Dude, Zach Ertz is ahead of Von Miller.
I'm going to just say this. I don't know if Drew Lock will be a top 10 ever, but I think at the end of this season, I think he'll be top 20. And for his play on the field, and I'm not saying the Broncos are making the playoffs or anything like that. What I'm saying is Drew Lock is entertaining.
Oh, dude,
and I think
to watch.
I think that if we have a full NFL season and the fans just got a taste of it last year with the Buzz Lightyear and everything, I think he's going to be a guy that people enjoy to watch in the NFL, regardless of, they've got to be decent. They got to be like 8-8 or something to even get any attention. But I think that's a jersey that'll end up being a top 20 in the next year or two.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I told you before, I am all in on Drew Lock's business. If he's open for business, I'm coming in to buy. I want to watch this kid. I'm hoping that for once the Denver Broncos will take a quarterback and cultivate him the proper way, let him spread his wings, give him a little bit of room. Was one of the things that I noticed about a few of the quarterbacks that you've had recently. They're not giving them enough room, not just to make their mistakes, but to do better by the mistakes. And that's a problem.
No, you're right. And I think last year Drew Lock kind of proved that he doesn't need much help. He basically kicked the door down. They did everything in there humanly possible to keep him off the field last year, and which for me was a travesty. And, because they were going to suck anyway, throw him out there. Oh, what about it? What about his confidence? You know what? I can't tell you how many times I've talked to baseball guys about confidence. I'm like, throw him out there. And if he can't do it, get him out. Send him back down. This is pros. We're not playing around anymore.
At least give him the opportunity.
Yes.
It's the one thing that these guys obviously are getting that, they're the 10%. They're the 10% that are actually getting the opportunity. If you draft them and you don't give them the opportunity, why did you draft them?
Right. And I think for me, John Elway's learned a lot. And I think Vic Fangio last year is one of those play not to lose coaches rather than play to win.
Right.
And that's hard to do when you have a crappy team. You have to roll the dice, man. If you want to win a game and you're a mediocre team, you have to do things that you normally wouldn't want to do.
Right.
And he was adverse to making those kind of things. But Drew Lock, I mean, he went in there, he won. Even Fangio didn't want to give him any credit at the end. He didn't win those games. It was the Denver Broncos. I'm like, whatever, dude. That's semantics.
Are you a fan of Vic Fangio?
I would say I'm on the fence. I think it's whatever.
I think he's probably the best coach that you've had in play for quite some time.
Well, yeah, man. Well, they should have taken Kyle Shanahan when they had that chance, but and then Mike Shanahan was available.
Why, so you go to a Super Bowl and not win like he just no. Trust me. You're better off with Vic than Kyle.
I'm okay with it. I'll tell you what I didn't like about Vic. I think Vic I think he did Von dirty a little bit, especially early on.
Okay, fair enough.
I think just let someone do what they're good at. That's what Bill Belichick's good at.
Right.
Bill Belichick is taking a player and be like, okay, you do what you're good at, and don't worry about this other thing. Von Miller can cover, but why would you want him to?
Right. Yeah.
And then he was elevating Chubb over Von without making him work for it. I didn't like that, and I think it's more because I have a lot of respect for Von Miller.
Today in sports history, we have a little bit of a Boston theme. Of course, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. In 1912, on April 20th, Fenway Park opened as the home of the Boston Red Sox. In 1953, the Boston Marathon was won by Kizo Yamanda with a record time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 51 seconds. Pretty friggin' impressive.
I can do about 3 miles in that.
Sports and celebrity birthdays for your 420. Carlos Valdez is 31 years old today. He plays Cisco on the CW show The Flash. He is 31.
Not Cisco, the Thong Song fame?
No, not that Cisco. My kids love The Flash. That's like one of their favorite shows. The very lovely Carmen Electra. How old do you think she is, bro?
I give her 50.
50? You're close. She's 48.
Okay.
She's 48. All the ladies love this dude. Shamar Moore turns 50 today. He plays Hondo on SWAT, and he was also in Criminal Minds for quite some time. The guy he's too good looking, man. It's almost nauseating. It's like, how are you that good looking?
I'm
dude?
not a hater though.
God, and he's
I feel like I camp out in that crowd.
Donnie Baseball, one of my favorite Yankees as a kid. Don Mattingly turns 59 years old today. Of course, he coached the Yankees, Dodgers, and now he is coach of the Miami Marlins.
Do you think the Dodgers did him dirty?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
I do. But he got Jeter paid him a grip to come over to Miami, though.
Yeah.
Jeter made sure that contract was nice and fat.
And it worked out for the Dodgers, too.
Yeah, it did. Clint Howard, of course, Ron's more famous brother, Ron Howard's famous brother, turned 61. He's been in Waterboy. He's super ugly, dude.
He's a weird dude.
God, he is so weird, man.
He's the guy that goes, remember Joe Montana?
Yeah.
Joe Montana in the Waterboy. Yeah.
Yes, dude. He's
he
hilarious.
slept in the tent. Who dat? Who there?
He's Ryan O'Neal turned 79 years old today. George Takei, who played Sulu on Star Trek, for you Trekkies out there, George Takei is 83 years old today. Can you believe that?
That's old balls.
Wow. Today would have been Luther Vandross's birthday, of course.
What a great musician. God bless him.
We lost Luther 15 years ago, back in 2005.
So sad. Did you like Fat Luther or Skinny Luther?
I liked Big Luther.
Me too.
I didn't like Skinny Luther.
No, kind of.
I mean, I love Luther. It didn't matter, but I think everybody liked Big Luther better.
Yeah, Big.
You know
Luther
what I mean?
was the bomb.
Speaking of legends, I actually dated one of his daughters and got to sit down and break bread with this man. He's the Puerto Rican superstar Tito Puente. His birthday would have been today. Of course, he passed away back in 2000. I'm not going to mention somebody else's birthday because, it's not worth it. But today is National Look-alike Day.
Yeah.
I don't think we look anything alike. You can look at the photo right here.
No, my head's way bigger than yours, dude, looking at this. I think it might be the camera.
The camera adds 5 pounds to your head.
No, 5 inches of circumference.
15 days until Teacher Appreciation Day, 20 days until Mother's Day, and 32 days until what is it? Memorial Day weekend. Sorry.
Hot Dog Day.
Hot Dog Day. That's right.
Can I do a PSA? Hey,
Sure.
kids, if you're out there listening, do your teachers a favor and at least check in online.
Yes.
Please. The elementary schools are doing great. High schoolers, come on, man.
Yeah,
Step it up a little bit.
Get it together.
These people are working. You're freaking them out.
Today is also National Cheddar Fries Day. I don't know if you're a cheddar fry guy, but today
If it's fries, I'm good with whatever's on it.
Right.
Have you ever had that gross poutine? The fries make it.
Tomorrow we'll talk about ESPN's documentary, The Last Dance, episode 1 and 2 was on last night. We'll come back tomorrow and talk about that. I know Chris was excited to watch. He wanted all 10 episodes, but you got 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you watch them?
It made me fall in love with Scottie Pippen again. I got to be honest with you.
Scottie got done dirty, dude.
Yeah, he did. 7 years, 17 million, and then it made me dislike Jerry Krause even again. But yeah, no, dude, he man, Scottie Pippen, I went and looked up, and he's like ranked 25th in the top 50.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
He's the number 1, 2. He there's no.
He could have
better
been a number
2.
1, 2 in his.
He
day.
could have been.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I'm not going to say he's Barkley, but I think he would have been a Barkley. You know what I mean? Like traveling around and because like Jordan's Jordan, man.
Right.
It's Jordan.
All right, we're going to talk more about that in depth tomorrow. We'll cover episode 1 and 2. Chris, anything you want to say to nice people before we get out of here?
No, man. Just thanks for having me on again. Go out, be awesome, be good to everyone around you, man. Let's go out and do something good for somebody today.
That's right. And like we say around here all the time, don't sweat small stuff. Right here. See ya.
Blaze one for the nation.
KCBR AM Monument, K253AH Colorado Springs.
It's crazy, you heard me?
The new Blazin' 98.5.